Alright guys, welcome back. Central Florida Prepper here. Just the other day I did a poll with that new community tab that YouTube finally gave me. I was asking what type of video you want to see next. And I was covering weekly prep, knife sharpening, and food storage. Looks like the number one requested was the weekly prep, then food storage, and then last was the knife sharpening. Well, since I'm dyslexic, I do things backwards. So today we're going to be doing knife sharpening. And now what I use at the house, what I've always used, is just the sharpening stone. Now this is a combination. It's fine and rough. This can be used wet or dry. Usually I just use them dry. This particular one, like all the ones I have, they're the coarse gray. When I use it wet, I use water. I don't use honing oil or anything like that. They do have stones that use oil, but if you use oil on these stones, you'll gunk them up. Everything, every shaving, all that stuff will embed into your stone. I have ruined many in the past, and that was the reason why when I was first using stones and things, I figured since it was a wet stone, I could use oil on anything. No, if you try to use honing oil, things like that on this stone, it's not going to last too long. It's going to get gummed up, and then you'll have this sticky film on the top that you can't get off. About the only way you're going to be able to get it off is if you take a grinder and grind down the stone again, and then it's not going to be level. So just, if you're going to use these, use water. Alright, so hopefully the camera can pick up me doing this. I work alone, so we'll see what we can do. Alright, stick around. Let's go ahead and get into this. Okay guys, no, I'm not sharpening off this brick. This is just to raise it up to the camera a little bit. Alright, so there's two sides. Top side here, you have a coarse, it's usually the darker gray. And this side here you have your fine, which is usually always that lighter gray. You can just run your finger across, you can tell the difference in the coarseness. I always start with the coarse side up first, and of course I need to sharpen this. Now the trick is when you're using a blade, as far as sharpening, you don't want to round your sides off. You want your angle to stay the same through center. Usually I always eyeball it and see if it's rounding off to one side or the other. Sure, there are technical ways of doing this, and I'll go over some of that with you, but I really don't. I've just done it for so long, I just usually can tell. I believe the technical angle that most people are saying is like 22.3 degrees. When I say degrees, I mean the angle of your blade on your stone. Alright, yes and no. Each edge of a blade is slightly different. Alright, so the best way to do it is take your blade and then raise it up till you feel the tip of that blade come in contact with the stone. And that's your angle. That's the angle that you want to keep the original angle of this blade. You don't want to alter it because it's designed a certain way. And of course, when you're sharpening, you want to do the same amount of strokes on each side. So I always start pulling towards me. I turn that there. And whatever you do, don't cut yourself. I like to use the bigger stone, but this is my normal pocket stone that I usually always carry on me. So once I get the angle that I want, I pull it to me and keep that tip going the same direction. Alright. You really don't have to put a whole lot of pressure on it. You just need to be mindful where your fingers are, because you don't want to split your finger open. like I said, I always look down my blade just to see, make sure I'm not rounding it off. And how do I check my sharpness? I run my thumb, I flick it to the side. Okay, I don't run my thumb down it. I always just flick it to the side. Sure, you can shave yourself and all that good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Just last time I was doing that, I was standing in the kitchen, and my wife come home, asked me what cat I killed. I'm looking like, what? She said, there's hair everywhere. I'm like, oh, because I was sharpening her kitchen knives, and I just hit the hair on my hand just to verify that they were sharpened. But yeah, I didn't clean up after myself, so it's up to you on that. This is the smoother side. Now they do have the bigger stones. We do have a couple of the bigger stones. They are in my bug out bag, and my wife's got one in her bag. So I didn't go dig those out. I just grabbed the little pocket knife one. So yeah, yeah, I guess we could go cut cardboard and paper and all that good stuff, but then I'd have to sharpen my knife again. But anyway, I always, like I said, I always start with the coarser side first. And again, guys, there are so many different ways to sharpen your knife. I have even seen where people drug it backwards. Does that work? I don't know. This is the way that was shown to me from my granddad, from my dad, and it's worked just fine. So this is the way I always do it. I have seen the little diamond cutters, diamond sharpeners. You know, they're nice. I just always used a stone. So that's what I'm showing you guys today. Yeah, the kitchen knives are really, we got to make very sure these are right, because my wife got hold of a dull one in the kitchen one day, and she was trying to slice some tomatoes. Well, it didn't go so well because I hadn't done my job on sharpening all the knives. But that's quite alright, because I got to spend the next 2 hours sharpening knives, and I didn't have a problem with that. So yeah, guys, that's it. Alright, so feel free to leave your comments, things like that, in the comment box. I have no problems with that. Again, like I said, there are many ways to sharpen a knife. There are many types of stones to sharpen a knife with. Which way is correct? Well, it comes down to your preference. Alright, I prefer a stone. These are the water wet and dry stones. Most of the time, I just dry sharpen. Most of the time, I don't even put water on them. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Is there more? Is it better to use more? Is it better to wet your stone? Well, it depends on the edge you want. I mean, you're going to get a cleaner edge if you wet sharpen. Basically, all that is you're putting water on this. And then you have the wet stones that take oil. And of course, that means you're going to get a finer, much finer edge on your blade. So again, it's your preference. Me, this here works just fine for what I usually use my knife on a daily basis. So, alright guys, y'all take care, and I'll speak to y'all later.